G'day punters, welcome to another edition of Greyhound Gold. My name's Brett Honey. Joining me, James Broadhurst. How are you, James?
Yeah, good, Brett. Good to have you back on. It was
good to be here.
Nice to see Hayden as a once-off, but that's probably enough.
I'm glad you put in that
week.
once-off.
Yeah, and we've got you back, which is good. The captain's back at the ship, mate.
Yeah, so. Scary if I'm leading things. Things might have been a bit more professional, were they? Or clean cut with Hayden
No, not
away?
remotely.
Not quite. Did not think that, but we do thank Hayden for stepping in, of course. Big weekend, JB. We've got the final of the listed West Chase. Tremendous opportunity for Deadway Breeders to get their shot at some really good prize money, $20,000 to the winner of that race. And of course, the Holiday Coast final on Friday night is going to be a crack over 400 metres.
Both really good races, aren't they? Yeah.
Yep, absolutely fired up. But before we get there, let's go back to our run of the week. Last week, we're going to hone in on Emerald Guard, who won a heat of the West Chase. Interesting race. Emerald Guard from box 1 began okay, but was crossed quickly by Racing Barbie, who was in box 2. Curo overcame box 8 to get to third early. Up the back, Racing Barbie, to her credit, was holding her own against some pretty seasoned competitors. Emerald Guard was still that length or length and a half away. Curo was still a fair way behind, but just as they left it back straight, Racing Barbie, as she can do, left that fence open. That's where Emerald Guard took over, and this is where Emerald Guard punters would have been pretty happy with themselves. Emerald Guard racing away to win comfortably in the end. 3 lengths to Curo, who made ground late. Racing Barbie did get tired a little bit late, but it was still a good performance against some very good greyhounds. The overall time was 27.03 for Curo. The sections were 5.71, 16.05, 10.98 run home, JB. Now, this is a very good performance from Emerald Guard. He's a greyhound that is known for his strength, and from box 1, he was able to get him well. When he was the first dog on the scene, there was really only one greyhound you wanted to be on.
Oh, absolutely. Jumped a little bit better than he normally does on that occasion. If he can do that on a more consistent basis, he's going to be lethal, this dog, because as you mentioned, really strong at the back end. And what about this sequence that he's on at the moment? He's won flying 6 of his last 7, and don't overlook him in that final, the West Chase final, because he's certainly up there with the big guns.
Certainly, the draw makes it tricky, particularly on that bend start. But there's one greyhound that's been enjoying city racing at Mandurah, and that is Emerald Guard.
Yeah.
That is for sure and certain. Let's get in the business.
Enjoying it more than you, mate?
Yes.
Or you warm to it yet, or not?
We're nearing acceptance, but yeah, the bank account certainly is wondering where Cannington is, so I can assure you of that, JB. What have you got for us by way of winners on Friday night?
Right, well, for best bet, I'm heading towards race 2, number 1, Coco Shimmer. This is in a very small field. Looks a standout, doesn't he, over this 652 metre journey. Consistent form, decent times. Just looks like the dog that you want to be on, doesn't he?
Keep it simple.
I think so. And for my value play, race 5, number 1, Kenya Gulfstream. Will be interesting to see what price we get.
You always bring this out for your value bet. Is a bit of a cover-up just in case it opens up 250?
It comes out around that mark. Well, it might do. I don't know that it should. It's only one race in 20 starts. But gets the pole. Forget the run from Northam last week. Yep. Back to the 400 at Mandurah, where he's been racing in good touch, and yeah, expect him to do well from the pole in this race. As I say, don't know about the price, don't know whether it'll actually be value, but I like him in this race.
There we go.
Race 5,
value
number 1
with an asterisk. Like it. I am teaming up with you though. My best bet, race 2, number 1, Coco Shimmer. Will be short, will be sweet, we'll be getting the job done. This looked like a tap in golfing parlance.
It does, but mind you, Hayden and I both went with Jimmy's Jet last week. We managed to roll that dog, so maybe this is not a good sign.
I can assure you that the competition Jimmy's Jet faced last week is far greater than the opposition that Coco Shimmer. There's really not much in this race, and from box 1's perfect for this canine. She'll just get up on the fence there, and she runs the times good enough to take out a race like this. So it should be pretty straightforward watching there. There'll be no thrills there with Coco Shimmer. For a bit of value, I'm going to the final of the Holiday Coast Series, JB. Race 8, number 8, all over Karja. This greyhound had been off the scene for about 3 months, came back over 300, ran some really hot times, breaking 17 seconds, stepped up last week, drew the squeeze box, and yeah, this greyhound I just prefer with a bit of room to operate. I think he can begin much better here. He's got Brain Teaser in box 7, who's got early speed, goes around that 620 early and wants to cut left. That's going to cause a lot of problems for those greyhounds in the middle. There's one greyhound that's going to get a runway here, and it is All Over Carja. Should just sail down the outside, should take a stack of improvement out of last week. And I just think with time away from the scene, some might have just forgotten how good this greyhound was very well performed throughout the Birthday Cup series and some of those 400 metre races earlier on in the year, and is one that I think would sneak under the guard of the punters there. So race 8, number 8, All Over Carja, to go a race 2, number 1, Coco Shimmer.
Yeah, don't mind that if you're playing for a bit of value there, because there are a lot of good dogs, and that probably will take a lot of attention there.
A lot of them, I think, need to lead to win, and they might chuck a TNT if they don't get it. So
it is a good race, though.
It is a cracker. It is a cracker, and we've had races over this distance for 20 grand that probably not quite up to the standard of this race. It was one of those where we're lucky enough all the class greyhounds got through, and we're going to have a worthy winner there on Friday night. Let's turn our attention to Saturday City Class racing at Mandurah. What have you got for us on West Chase final night?
Yeah, heading towards the free-to-all over the 488. Only a 5-dog field, but our boy, my Nicky boy,
Mr. Mandurah,
out of box 6. Yeah, he's become Mr. Mandurah, hasn't he?
I'd like to see a 3-dog run-off between Mulfetta Cruz, Emerald Guard, my Nicky boy.
Yeah,
we need to find a 4th to have our speed star.
Well, okay. Hinto
could be.
He's in this race. Mulfetta and Hinto are in this race. What a run that was by Meineke Boy last start. Running down Hinto. Great times.
Not many can say they've done that.
Not many can say they've done that. Just in great form. He is Mr. Mandurah, as you said. Discussed this with Troy Overnack on the Wednesday preview last week. Good field, like Mulfetta Cruz, Hinto, no slouches, but Meineke Boy, just absolutely superb. Race 9, number 6, Meineke Boy. And for value, race 5, number 1, Pretty Hot, and going with the Smithson double here on Saturday night. Look, this race has got Weston Astro in it, out in box 8. That dog will be favourite, and deservedly so. Not 100% bomb-proof, though, Weston Astro. So I think Pretty Hot gets an opportunity here with the inside draw. Look, she can position herself up in a good place, and let's see how she goes and finishes this one off. So maybe go a little bit place heavy on this one. Race 5, number 1, Pretty Hot there on Saturday night.
There we go, a term that JB uses to describe himself fairly often.
I was going to say, it would be rude not to back a dog that's named after me, Brett.
Yeah, here we go, yeah. If I can get that from writing from someone else, that would be greatly appreciated.
Fact check.
Yeah, my best bet is, again, over the 652 metres, race 7, number 1, Window Shopper. Drawn beautifully here with All About Cole on the outside of this greyhound. Should just get plenty of room here. Is very strong over this distance, and is something that probably some of the other dogs in this field are lacking. And All Over Cole, if he doesn't lead, isn't the most reliable competitor out there. I just think Window Shopper gets the perfect map here. A bit similar to Coco Shimmer the night prior. Should just get up on the rail here and be too good. That's race 7, number 1, Window Shopper. For a bit of value, I'm going to the West Chase final. I always like to throw one out in the feature final.
I like it. That's good.
It's always good. But
once again, brave. It's another cracking field.
Yes, but there's one greyhound here that I do really like the draw of. Race 3, number 8, Sunset Comanche. When this dog gets room, there's not many that can go with him. And we saw that over 520 metres at Cannington. He ran some stupid races there, going 11 run homes and things like that. I just think that there's the potential with Wise Barry in there, can show speed. Just not sure where some of these greyhounds are going to land. There's one dog here he's going to get back, but he's going to be wide on the track, and that's where he's going to be. And it could be on for young and old early here. So I just think he can swoop down the outside, and he'll certainly be in the fight late. Bezeki is obviously the other one that the draw box 3 is probably okay for him, and if he can get over, he's going to be hard to beat as well. I thought it was one of those two really, but race 3, number 8, Comanche. If you can get each way there, back him to the cows come home, JB. I don't think you'll be missing a place. So it's race 3, number 8, Sunset Comanche. Go race 7, number 1, Window Shopper. Superb racing this weekend, JB. Good opportunities to get down to the track. Friday's always pumping Friday nights at Mandurah, and word's just starting to get out about Saturday nights too.
Ticking up considerably.
They are trending.
Yes.
Unlike my punting at the venue, but that's okay. So you got a couple of opportunities to get down to Mandurah there, and we're not far away from Christmas in July as well. You might be telling us a little bit more about that.
19th and 26th of July. Brett, get on board at Chase's Restaurant Christmas in July. That's always popular. And what a great event.
There we
that
go.
is.
What a great date night, JB. Yeah, got a great venue we're going to.
That's
The
right.
Greyhounds
Who are you
WA
taking
Mandurah. Myself. Yep, I'll be a solo mission to Mandurah, but that's okay. That's all the time we have for today's episode. Make sure you tune in this time next week for another big edition of Greyhound Gold.
Gold!